Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Vexian here, and today I'm going to be talking about the 5 best operators that you're going to want to be bringing for your ranked games. I should preface that this is kind of a hard list to make because there's never going to be a scenario in Rainbow Six where it's going to be like, these 5 operators are always the best. But I've made a list where I feel like, generally speaking, for ranked play and day-to-day play outside of competitive and scrimming and actually like playing like competitive and tournaments and things and just in ranked, that you should be bringing these 5 operators or a combination of these 5 or like a core of these 5 all the time because they're very good and they serve their purposes very well and they're very versatile and they can be used on pretty much any map all the time. That being said, let's get right into it. And I should also mention one more thing, that these 5 operators, number 5 isn't better than number 1. I'm just saying you should bring these 5 or a combination of these 5. So number 1 isn't necessarily better than number 5, and so on and so forth. That being said, there is a bit of a two-way tie for 5th place, and the reason why I'm giving a two-way tie between 5th place is Thatcher and Thermite. I'll cover Thatcher really fast. The reason why Thatcher doesn't make it to this list is the same reason Jackal wouldn't. He's just banned too much, and because of his prevalent ban rate, I can't say pick Thatcher all the time because Thatcher isn't available in most cases, and when he is, you're going to pick him, of course. He is very crucial. He can clear tons of utility. He has a decent kit in terms of guns. Most importantly, he can deny hardwall denial. He can remove bandits, Kaids, mutes, anything that's electrical. This gets disabled or destroyed by Thatcher. Always bring Thatcher if he's available. But because he's not available enough, I can't recommend playing him. And that's why I can't put him in the top 5. He's, I would say, tied for Thermite if he's available. When he's not available, can't really play him. With that being said, number 5, Thermite. Thermite's going to be number 5 on our list because you always are going to need a dedicated hard breacher, someone who can get the wall open, someone who can create an opening into the site if there is a hard wall attached to the site. So you're always going to need a dedicated hard breacher who can breach those walls to be able to access the site. And Thermite does this job. Thermite is a 2-speed, 2 armor, so middle of the pack. And taking a more in-depth look at his loadout, he has the 5.56, very decent assault rifle actually, pretty low fire rate compared to a lot of the other assault rifles we're going to see today, but in return has pretty high damage and is very good after getting the wall open and doing his job. Holding post plant with this, or even getting up close and fighting, not recommended as a Thermite player, but you can do it. You can become the Fragmite, but definitely a much better operator to be holding post plant. Usually this guy is going to be the guy getting the wall open and getting the bomb down, and then maybe going for a 1-for-1 trade or backing off and trying to hold post plant. Very good. He's also pretty good as a hard breach operator because he has stun grenades. These allow him to clear ADSs, clear Wilmais, push people out of position, flash them for your entry fraggers, or flash him so he can get kills. Overall, pretty nice thing to have. He also has a Claymore. This is really good to have on anyone. This cuts off rotates, watches flanks pretty well, helps out if there's an aggressive team you're playing against that likes to hop out windows, put these on doors. Overall, really good gadget. And for these reasons, Thermite's 5th. Always bring a Thermite if he's available. Extremely good. Definitely. Next up is Hibana. Hibana's extremely good. 3-speed, 1 armor. Her gadget's fantastic. Allows for getting 3 hatches. She can also open up walls. She can also open up lines of sight. Overall, fantastic operator. Does her job extremely well. Looking more into the loadout, she's a Type 89, very good assault rifle, very high fire rate, very high damage, as a very good entry fragging assault rifle. And if it wasn't for the Twitch F2, and this gun's very low ammo count, I'd say this would probably be the best attacking assault rifle in the game. It's just very versatile. The only issue with that is it has 20 bullets. So this is the one drawback, which is I feel like definitely needed. I feel like this gun, say, had 25 or 30, it'd be ridiculously overpowered because it can drop enemies extremely fast. Very good gun, probably one of the best in the game. And then our secondary, the Bearing 9, very good machine pistol, not as good as the SMG-11, but still pretty good. 33 damage, 1100 fire rate, and a 25 capacity. Fantastic. Very good if, say, you run out of ammo and there's someone close up on you, or you're panicking. Pretty good panic weapon to have. On top of that, she has flashbangs, can clear ADSs, can clear Wilmais, same thing as Thermite. And she has breach charges. Breach charges are fantastic because this can help her play vertical play, post plant. Extremely good to have these on an operator. Overall, Hibana's fantastic, especially her gadget. You can do a lot of things with her gadget. She's just more versatile than Thermite. She can get 3 hatches instead of 2 with Thermite. She can get a wall. She can open lines of sight. She can also deny bandit tricking by putting it on the middle of 2 walls, although then it's subject to getting Kaid tricked. But you can mess up bandit tricking, and you can also open up one panel and then apply pressure on the wall, so then your Thermite or even herself can get the rest of the wall. So for that reason, Hibana is very good, much more versatile than Thermite, though not as good at the job of being a hard breacher. Next up is not a hard breacher, it's Zofia. Zofia is a 2-2. Zofia is very good. She is the KS-79 Lifeline. This is a double barrel launcher that can fire both concussion and impact grenades. It's extremely good. So with this, you can clear out utility. You can get Evil Eyes, which are very prevalent in the meta currently because of the high echo ban rate. It's another gadget that can get information at a night plant. So having direct counter to that being the KS-7 Lifeline and Zofia Having 2 impact grenades to clear both evil eyes and or utility, whether it be barb, captain traps, Goyo shields, anything on doorway is very good from a range, so she's relatively safe doing so, unlike Sledge. She's also extremely good because of her concussions. Her concussions can stop diffusing. She can entry frag with them. She can use them for information gathering by bouncing them off doorways into sight, bouncing them off walls into sight, bouncing them just around. When they pop off, they're proximity based, so if you shoot it and it pops off immediately, you know there's someone there. And then you can act on that information by giving a call out or by pushing and trying to secure the frag because it disorients them, very similar to the Gershmont mind of Zofia. Now taking a look at her loadout, Zofia has a ridiculously good assault rifle in the M7, 735 rate, 45 damage. This hits incredibly hard. 30 ammo capacity, fantastic. On top of that, she has the RG-15 secondary. Not as good as a machine pistol, but still very good because it's a sighted pistol. And she has the LMGE, which is very underrated. It is the highest capacity gun in the game with 150. Does 41 damage and has a fire rate of 720. So it's, in my opinion, as good, if not better than the M27. It does take up a lot of screen real estate, though, which is why I personally don't run it. But it is an incredibly good gun that I think everyone should start using. And just in general, having an LMG and an operator this good is unbelievable. For secondary gadgets, she has Claymore and breach charges. I recommend bringing breach charges for most situations because you're going to be using her impact grenades to clear utility, and then you would then run breach charges for vertical play on maps that allow vertical play, a map like Consulate, a map like Chalet, where vertical play is very prevalent. You're going to want to bring breach charges. Claymore is also pretty good to, again, cut off rotates, watch flanks, hold runouts, jump outs, things like that. Very good, but definitely recommend running breach charges because you're going to be using the soft destruction of her utility on gadgets for the most part. All right, number 2 on our list. A little bit different. A little bit of a toss-up arena. It's going to be Maverick. Maverick's another hard breacher. Now, Maverick isn't necessarily better than Habana or Thermite. Again, you're just going to want to bring him if he's available. He can aid directly Thermite and Habana. If hatches are kited, he's a better pick than Habana. If they're bringing a Kite or Bandit and you say can't bring Thatcher, pretty good because you can get those from the wall. For whatever reason, if maybe Thermite and Thatcher are banned, you can play Maverick and you can get the top and the bottom of the wall, making the reinforcement soft. Very good. He's also a 3-speed 1 armor, which makes him a very nice candidate for an entry fragger after his utility's been used. And he's a very strong gun. So taking a look at his loadout, he has the M4, very good gun, 750 fire rate, 44 damage, pretty high damage and a pretty good fire rate actually overall. And it hits pretty hard with a capacity of 30, so this is a very good gun. It does have a little bit of a kick to it, but throw on a foregrip and a compensator, foregrip flash, hider, it's a good gun. It's going to minimal recoil. Fantastic for getting a lot of kills. He also has the frag grenade. The frag grenade is fantastic to have. This is, you can clear utility, you can secure kills, you can push people out of positions, you can use it for a lot of different things. Also a Claymore, like we said before, I don't need to give the whole rundown why Claymores are good. They're just good to have. But having a frag grenade on a hard breacher that's a 3-speed 1 armor, fantastic. He also has the DMR, which is pretty good, but not as good as the M4. Overall, very good, very versatile. Can get hatches, he can get wall, he can soften walls, fantastic. The only downside to Maverick is that he's kind of difficult to use, even though the difficulty rating says 2 out of 3. I'd say it's more of a 3 out of 3. To be a very good Maverick and be very proficient with his gadget is very hard. It's a very skill required gadget. It would be worth your time if you're not a Maverick player to invest your time into learning his gadget because it is very difficult to use properly. Before moving on to the final operator, I'm going to throw up some honorable mentions. Right here, Buck, fantastically good. Fantastically good. The skeleton key, the best soft destruction gadget in the game. Unfortunately, though, him losing his nades kind of puts him lower on this list. I'd put him, say, number 6. Very good. There's definitely an argument to be made, and they recently buffed his skeleton key, which is his soft destruction gadget. So, I mean, there's definitely an argument to be made there, more than the other operators that I'm going to say. So, I definitely see Buck being on there in some people's list, and maybe I can come back to it in 3 months and change it. But I definitely think he should be, although I just don't believe, as it currently stands with his current meta, him losing his nades and the ability that he had to clear utility and push operators out of positions, it kind of lessened him. Again, still really good. I can definitely agree and understand an argument being made for him saying knocking out Maverick or something, or even the number 1 spot. But for right now, Buck is going to remain 6th on the list, and this is only a top 5. Another operator that's very good, Capitao, very underrated operator. Very good. Aids and Plants has very good guns in his primary and his, both his primaries actually, the Para and the M2. This gun hits very hard. This gun hits very hard and is a lot more ammo. Can clear people out of corners. Very good overall. Can aid in plants with smokes. Super, super good. And one more honorable mention, and that's going to go to Jackal. Jackal's very good. I don't have Jackal unlocked on this account. This is one of my Smurfs. Very good. Very, very good guns in his C7E and his PDW9. But because due to his extremely high ban rate, I cannot sit here and recommend him or put him on the list. I'd say he's number 7 overall. If he wasn't banned so often, I could definitely, he'd have a spot on the list without a doubt in my mind. But because he's banned so frequently, I can't recommend him and I can't put him on the list. But overall, extremely good. And finally, the number 1 operator, Nomad. Okay, so I'm gonna have to explain this and why Nomad's good. Nomad is good for a lot of reasons, but most importantly, she has a gadget. You aim it, you put it down, and you forget about it. It watches flank. You can use it to clear corners. You can use it aggressively on site, although I don't recommend that. You can use it to apply quite a bit of pressure. And again, most importantly, it's just used to get rid of roamers, cut off flanks. You take control part of a map, you put one of these on the flank, done. That part of the map is inaccessible to roamers, unless they want to get fragged or have information be revealed to attackers. Extremely. Let's take a look at her loadout. Both of her guns are extremely lackluster. I do agree. The AK and the ARX. I would really like to see this gun have higher fire rate, but this gun hits pretty hard. 44 damage, 650, 40 capacity, and the ARX slightly less capacity, much greater fire rate, still hits very hard hitting weapons in both. Breach charges for self-destruction, flashbangs to clear utility. Extremely good. Again, she's very good. You put the air jab down, you forget about it, you frag. Now, this is going to be, I feel like, a controversial pick. And that's because, yeah, like she doesn't have the most utility, but what's there is extremely good. Having the ability to completely deny roamers is unbelievable. With Claymores, you can shoot it. You can maneuver around them. There's no getting around this. If you have a good setup, and especially with breach charges that she has, she can play above with vertical play and watch all of her flanks. You can watch so many flanks and, well, not necessarily watch, but you can deny so many flanks and deny roaming, which is a crucial part of Siege. Late game, mid game, early game, all parts of the game. It's unbelievable. If you get a roamer locked into a room, you don't have to dedicate someone to watch it. You put a gadget there, done. You know there's a roamer on a certain side of the map. Get all of his rotates off to, like, from that part of the map to site. Done. Can't even worry about it. And with that being said, that's why Nomad is number 1. And that's going to conclude today's list, guys. If you really enjoyed it, you liked it, leave a like, subscribe. A lot of you that watch these videos aren't subbed, and I'd really appreciate the sub. It helped me out a lot, guys. And you want to see more videos like this, I'm going to have a top 5 defenders video sometime soon. And with all that being said, guys, see ya. Peace.